Hi, welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are doing fantastic. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe. If you're watching on Facebook, maybe put a comment down below. Listen, I'm a big supporter of law enforcement. I think they do a great job. In fact, I was a military police for many, many years, and I've been in many calls, and I've been in domestics, and, I get it. I get the point, right? But I'll tell you what, these cops are such a disgrace. These guys are disgusting, and it just brings so much disgrace and dishonor to police officers. And when I hear excuses why these children were murdered, to me, it's insane. And before anyone out there says something like, well, when you get shot at or when something happened, you need to protect yourself. And, a normal person cannot fight somebody with an AR-15. If you have a pistol, all the excuses that these people gave that ultimately resulting in a lot of children being murdered. And then they tried to blame the guns because, guns just kill people, apparently. They just walk around killing people. But no, it was the lack of these police officers to do the job, just like it was down here in Florida on the school down there that the cops stood outside while children were being murdered. And nobody wants to talk about that. So, again, I don't want to hear an excuse when somebody says, well, the guy had an AR-15 and you had a pistol. Because here's the reality. The guy with the AR-15 was not, by no means, a highly professional individual like some of these cops, right? You pay taxes and they do training, right? But not only that, I cannot tell, or I can tell you so many situations where Marines were pretty much in the worst situation ever, and they did things. We have Marines and military members that had jumping grenades to defend their fellow brothers and sisters, right? I've been in many situations in my life and combat experience where I seen it. We got attacked by 2 car bombs right in front of my truck. December 22nd of 2004, we took an IED that almost killed us. I seen the enemy shooting at us, and I seen all that. But what I seen out of that is dudes that are so brave and so amazing that they would do anything to protect their country and protect their brothers. And if it means that they're going to find themselves in a position where they don't have what is required or the gear that is required or the prop, they don't care. They are so brave that they would do anything. So when you see things like this and cops saying like, well, he had an AR-15 and I had a pistol, to me, it's mind-blowing because I could point out 100 guys that I know that would have walked inside with a pistol to confront that guy because you know what? Ultimately, they are brave people, and ultimately, they know that if they got killed, it was okay because they were protecting our children. What these guys are, cowards. So I don't want to hear the whole like, well, he had an AR-15 and yada, 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 right? It makes no sense. So check this out.
What sticks out in my mind was the amount of smoke, gun smoke that was inside the hallway. And I told the guys, hey, be careful, we're in the kill zone. Because
You see that? Let me tell you something from a person that has been in several. I seen what a firefight is. When you hear or when you see that and you see the smoke sign and you realize that you're in a kill zone and children are being killed, you walk in to save those children's life. Any kid that was killed and murdered after this point is those cops' fault. You walk in to protect our children's life because you are trained to do that, right? They train you in going inside houses and things like that. And if you're not trained, shame on you because this is happening. Why are you having as your training section to do that, right? You seek self-improvement. A good leader always seek self-improvement. So let's continue to watch this. And by the way, this is disturbing. If you have children around, don't watch this stuff.
Knew he had shot through the walls.
Careful, guys, shot fire.
I'm just waiting for those rounds to hit me.
I'm just waiting for those rounds to hit me. Did he actually say that? That's insane.
For those rounds to hit me.
To hit me. No, those rounds are hitting kids. What are we doing, homie? You got a gun. What are we doing? It's insane.
Right when we got to where we thought he was at, then gunfire. I knew too, it wasn't a pistol. I knew it was a rifle. I was like, shit, it's a rifle.
That guy right there don't have a rifle. They continue to say this rifle. That guy right there, look at this guy. This guy has a rifle. That guy has a rifle. So the whole argument about, well, AR-15 for whatever, it does not matter. This guy has a rifle. Right there, just to take that away. But nevertheless, remember, as you see this right here, I want you to get disturbed. I want you to really get disturbed.
It wasn't a pistol, I knew.
Do you understand that kids are being shot and these people are running away? I want you to understand that children are being shot while these people are running away. It angers me. It makes me so mad. Children are being shot right now, and these guys are running away. We're seeing it right there, right?
It was a rifle. I was like, shit, it's a rifle.
He's in this classroom right here on the right.
The way he was shooting,
Take cover, guys.
he's probably going to take all of us out.
Again, once again, you know what? People like to justify this all the time. And to me, maybe because, I served in the Marine Corps and I did multiple tours in combat. Some people don't care. That's the definition of being a brave person. I met Marines that they were willing to die for their country. Willingly. They would die for their country at any moment, and they will not run away, and they will not back up. And I'm telling you this right now. God bless our troops. This is why we live in the best country ever. This is why we live in a country where you have freedom, because you have Marines, Army, and many other service members that will not run away, that will fight. So when I hear, people like this that said things like, well, the guy was shooting, so I ran away. You ran away because you are a coward. You walked away because you are a coward. You have no excuse at all. You have a rifle right there, but if you don't have a rifle, you have pistols, you have training, you have the ability to walk inside the place and all that. And I'll tell you what, some people say, well, we are developing a better plan. I don't understand this. I've been trained on active shooter many different times. I have walked through, schools as we do the active shooter training. I've done close combat training and all that stuff. They know how to do these things. And you know this for a fact that when somebody gets shot, all that planning is out the window. What are we planning for? Planning is in order to get people safe out of a building, out of a room, to make sure that negotiations are conducted so we could keep people safe. But the moment that the bad guy is shooting at people, planning is out the window. It's time to stop him. It is time to stop him. And these cops are so a disgrace. They just piss me off so bad you have no idea. Let's go. 12:17. It says 12:17. I see a bunch of rifles there. Let me see the time here. 11:36. 11:36. And we are at what? 12:17. There was already being a shooting. People already being shot. More shooting. 12:21. More shooting. We're still holding.
I have a male subject with an AR.
You know what kind of gun?
No, man, they are. He has a battle rifle. Does he really?
What's the safest way to do this? I'm not trying to get clapped out.
We need it.
You knew that it was definitely a AR 223 round. You could see the shell casings. We had no choice but just to wait and try to get something that had better coverage.
Wow.
Where we could actually stand up to him.
Wow. Let me tell you something, people. You civilians out there, people that have no guns and all that, you won't understand this. You really won't understand this. And when you see things like this, you will actually, make sense in a way. The way they are putting it to you is kind of like, oh, well, they need something with more power or whatever. Bullcrap. 100%. These guys are probably carrying Glock 17s, maybe Glock 22s. They have a good capacity on the pistols. At a bare minimum, they're holding 15 rounds if it's a Glock 22. At a bare minimum, 15 rounds in that pistol. Not only that, you have multiple police officers making entries. You have a lot of stuff, a lot of capabilities in there. You have a plate carrier. If you take a round to the chest, you can survive. A plate carrier will stop a round to the chest when it comes to 223. It will do it. We know that. So again, all this is like, oh, well, we don't have this rifle and all that. Is to make you believe, you out there, sir and ma'am, that you probably don't have enough knowledge about this, is to make you believe that they are facing somebody with an insane weapon. This is a Terminator gun, right? No. A pistol, with the pistol, they could have made entry and stopped the guy. Really stop the guy. They weren't like, when they put it out there where they're like so underarm or whatever. It's bullcrap. They were just coward. They could have made entry and deal with that. And if you notice, we're looking at 1138. If you notice right here, and let's switch back here, in the initial shooting, there was a guy there with a rifle. Let's look for it. Let's look for it. You see that pistol right there? Right here. 1137. There's a guy right here with a rifle. This guy has a rifle right there. You can see it plain simple. He hasn't made contact. I don't know what. I mean, I'm looking at the timeline right here. This is what I'm looking. He has a rifle. I don't know what they're talking. Really they're talking about. So, again, let's come back over here and let's continue this video. Share your comments down below. These guys are insane. Let's see.
Choice, but just to wait. And
we have no choice and just to wait. You hear this?
We had no choice but just to wait. And
you have no choice and just to wait. You have multiple police officers. You have multiple firearms. You got a guy with a rifle. You see it right there. But your only choice is to wait. You know why your choice is to wait? Because you're just a coward. I don't know. I don't want to curse. You are just a coward. You are truly a coward. I met a Marine named Sergeant Spangler. Went in a patrol. And multiple people got shot and killed. One guy ran back to the base. He ran back to the base to get help. And the staff sergeant was shot. And as the staff sergeant was shot, Sergeant Spangler, which happened to be a Lance Corporal at that point, decided that he was not going to leave him back. And he fought to protect that man against the bad guys. You know why? Because Sergeant Spangler, is an honorable man that knows what brotherhood is, that knows what sacrificing means, that loves his country, that loves his brother, that was willing to sacrifice himself to make sure that that guy was able to have a future. And guess what? That guy came back to the United States and, he has a future, right? So, again, the reason why you had the only choice you had was to wait is because you care about yourself. You didn't care about those children. The oath that you took to protect and defend and all that was silly to you. It meant nothing to you. And you allowed those children to be murdered. And now we come here and we talk about like, well, he had an AR-15. No. If you know about firearms, you know that people that know about firearm and so your firepower and so that guy, we know that you were capable to make entry. You didn't because you have no courage. And that's how you are. Man, that's just unbelievable. Really unbelievable. And nothing's going to happen maybe because, they make this thing political. That's what they do. They make this thing political all the time and parents are suffering. It's insane.
Try to get something that had better coverage where we could actually stand up to him.
I called
better coverage. What are we talking about coverage? I mean, listen, if we're looking at a maximal range or we're looking at a range to be able to engage the target, obviously, you know what? An AR-15, obviously you have, pretty good distance. But we are inside a room. I mean, how big is a room? For you guys out there may not know much about firearms, how big is a room? It's not that big. You don't need this, something that has maximal cover. What you need to do is walk in and put him down. That's what you truly need to do.
For long rifles, I know that. I don't know what words I used, but I knew we needed to get a whole bunch of those over there because I didn't have one. And I don't recall if Lieutenant Martinez even had one when we walked up.
Stop my truck, take out my AR, get it ready. I know there's schools going on. You're going to be shooting me. I need my AR.
Man. Safe.
How many ARs we got there? 1, 2, 3 people outside. I don't know what they're waiting for. Let's see. More people.
Careful, brother. He shot Javi through the door.
Had anybody gone through that door,
Yes, sir.
he would have killed whoever it was.
Yes, sir.
I mean, we can only carry so many ballistic vests on you. That 223 round would have gone right through you and through the door.
I want to get the
Listen to this. Listen to this. If anybody would have gone through that door, he would have killed anyone, right? That's something like that he said. It's a possibility. It's a strong possibility. You know, when I went to Afghanistan with my friends, there was a possibility that we got killed. Every single time we left the wire to conduct mission, there was a strong possibility that we will be getting hurt or killed. You know, it's just how it is. If you kick that front door, there is a good chance that you're going to get killed. You know the reason why they always said, thank you for your service? Thank you for your sacrifice? That's the sacrifice right there. The fact that you're willing to put your life at risk to protect people. So yes, there is a choice that you may get killed and not be able to collect your retirement and come down here to Florida and live your life. There is a choice. You know, there is a chance that could happen. This is exactly what happened to many military guys. This is exactly what happened to a lot of police officers. Police officers deal with this all the time. And again, this is not something to, you know, talk bad about then or anything. But this thing right here is such a disgrace. And to me, it's like insane. I was a military police officer for 11 years plus. To me, this is like personal, like truly personal. What happened down here in Florida, the same concept where the guy stood outside while children were being murdered. Personal, very, very personal. And again, let's continue here.
The door open. What am I going to do? It might as well be paper. It might as well be paper.
Let's see what.
I mean, we can only carry so many ballistic vests on you. That 223 round would have gone right through you and through the.
No, I wouldn't. If you have a plate carrier, the 223 round will stop it. I don't know. Again, I don't know what kind of plate carriers or what kind of ballistic they're using, but it's a very strong chance that vest that he's wearing right there will stop the round, right? It's a good chance.
The door.
I want to get the door open. What am I going to do?
I want to get the door open. What am I going to do? I'm going to find the guy. I'm going to shoot him. I'm going to put him down. I'm going to stop him. I'm going to make sure he doesn't hurt anybody else. If I go in first and I get shot, I hope to God and I pray to our dear Lord Jesus Christ that my buddy right behind me put 2 rounds in his chest. That's just how it goes. I'm going to stop that demon from hurting people. I'm just going to put him down because it's hurting our children. What do you mean, what are you going to do? You going to take him out to get some Burger King or something? I'm going to stop him from hitting our children. It's insane. More rounds.
Got one more shield. I don't think it's ballistic though, but
At this point, these guys are a bunch of clowns. This is the clown show right here. God, I tell you, man, I really gonna be honest with you guys. If I'm a dad, if I'm a mom, and I'm watching this, dear Lord, please help them. Because I'm a father and I know my children was murdered in there. Seeing this has to be the worst thing that you could see. It's just insane. This is a clown show. This is a circus. Those are clowns. They're just standing around.
I got one more. You guys want another one? There's one more outside.
I caught for a shield, but our shields are, I don't think they're AR rated. They're more handgun rated. They're lightweight. You know, without maybe a ballistic, I feel like we're in that fatal funnel. You know, over there we're gonna get killed. You know.
Bortax showed up and they had this humongous shield. I mean, it was a thick shield. Once they went in, we heard a lot more gunfire. Then all I heard was they said that the shooter was down. Shooter was down.
Wow.
We're going to get scrutinized. I'm expecting that. We're going to get scrutinized why we didn't go in there. I know what the firepower he had based on what shells I saw, the holes in the wall in the room next to his, and I know this is where
You don't know anything, man. You don't know anything. You didn't even know if the lieutenant had an AR. Really, you didn't know anything. You're just a clown. You're just a clown that allows children to get hit that way. It's insane. Listen, this is crazy. This dude had the opportunity to shoot as many children as he wanted because, again, the actions of the police. Now, let me put this out there, and I want to be completely honest about this. There was no, if a guy walks inside a place with a firearm like that, there's really not much else you can do. If a guy wants to shoot people, he's going to. I mean, you really can't stop him at that point. You know, a crazy guy walks in and starts shooting. It's just, it is what it is. Obviously, there's other things that we could put inside to make sure that that doesn't happen. You know, like having school security, you know, having the school officers and things like that. Obviously, that is great, right? Making sure that, you know, and I don't want to get into this, but making sure that people have good family, you know, mom and dad, you know, raising kids the right way so they don't grow up to be crazy people. This guy was a crazy dude, but that's a different conversation. But again, at that point when he started shooting, he was going to shoot some kids, but a couple things could have happened. First of all, those cops walking inside could have stopped many children from being shot. And second, if kids were shot, the fact that they would have stopped that dude right there, their chances of surviving would have been higher because obviously stop the bleeding, call, you know, an ambulance, take him to the hospital. That response time, that, you know, hour, whatever it was, that crazy amount of time that passed while somebody was shot, that tells me that there was probably kids that bled out and died. And again, they could have received medical assistance while those cops were outside saying, I need a plate carrier. Oh, I need a shield. I need this. I don't want, you know, I don't want it to be me. Be safe, brother. You know, nonsense. Just nonsense. This thing is a disgrace. And you know what? Let me make sure there's nothing else to this video right here.
Everyone knows what our training tells us to do, but we haven't contained. There's probably going to be some deceased in there, but we don't need any more from out here. We don't need any more from out here.
Crazy. I'll tell you this bad guy had a rifle, I think it was a Daniel Defense rifle. Yeah, this is a Daniel Defense rifle, which is a very expensive rifle, more expensive than the typical. He had an optic. He had, you know, he had it set up, ready to do what he was going to do. He was ready for this. So no doubt the bad guy had a weapon that was deadly and was able to cause a lot of damage. But so the cops did. They did as well. And again, at that point, it was about who's going to take, you know, who's going to have the balls to be able to step in and do this. This video and these cops are a disgrace, a bunch of clowns. Let me know what you think. Put comments down below. And as always, God is in control.